hello and welcome. I hope you are absolutely fantastic. Welcome to reading through my newest book with Rosie, my emotional support dragon. I'm Miss Julesish. This is Miss Julesish's guide to the call of the void for when you don't want to be on this planet anymore. And it's all regarding suicide prevention and addiction recovery. My background, you can catch all of this through the playlist on YouTube, starting with part 1 with the intro, which is Don't Panic. Today we're going on with chapter 2, part 1, which is Which Way is Up. So, the outcome of everything you experience depends upon your viewpoint as well as your orientation, really. Consider somatic memory. I can't pronounce this. It's Kuhfub. That's the dude's last name, person's last name, and their friends in 21 described this concept as your body described somatic memory as your body translating unprocessed emotions into physical symptoms. So this suggests that unexplained long-term physical symptoms could be alleviated through recognizing and treating unprocessed emotions in real time. So this when they don't fester and then they turn into like long-term physical pain. I have a lot of issues when it comes to my lower back as well as my ankles, and a large portion of that has a lot to do with my own ass strength and comfort level with myself. So, we're all working through our own shit. I wish you strength and love and luck with yours, and hopefully giving you a couple of extra tools to help you along your way, yes? Okay, so essentially if you can deal with your emotions as they are occurring and recognize them as proper, but also finite, transient, right? They're not just going to sit there for always, and then this way they don't turn into like physical pain, right? So unfortunately being able to process pain in real time and emotions in real time, it isn't always possible for those in the underclasses because of our unevolved financial, health, as well as justice systems globally. Like, most of the time we're just told to suck it up and go the fuck to work, yes? So therefore, so much of your quality of life is based upon your point of view. Kearney and Lanius in 2022 discovered that beyond the amygdala, trauma directly affects it goes beyond the brainstem and essentially affects all higher level systems above that. So this essentially suggests that every single part of your body is affected, from your sensory perception all the way to your toenail growth. And this is Kearney and Lanius in 2022. Invito and Moselli in 2024 expanded upon this idea by suggesting the influence of smell upon trauma recovery, discovering that subjects who experienced trauma and abuse as a child reacted faster and harder to unpleasant odors, right, and then got triggered a lot faster as such. So see also the original article, which is like, it's Kuhfub, so Kufu and Friends in 2021. While researching the subject, I was also bombarded with information regarding somatic experiencing, which is as a viable healing modality. Okay, this form of therapy encourages people to reflect upon their one's own inner self, right? To discover the root of their chronic stress. And this is Levine in 2014. This methods includes focusing upon proprioception, which is your ability to sense your own position in space. We have interoception, which is the perception of your own inner senses, like your heartbeat or hunger, as well as kinesthetics, which is sensing active physical movement, your own physical movement, right? But this is most specific to recognize those three things: those proprioception, interoception, as well as kinesthetics, while you're actively being triggered, or like while you're in the middle of a panic attack, right? So, and this in and of itself will help you take control of the situation. And then there's further studies on the subject. Most specifically that I found quite fantastic was Payne, that's Payne, Levine, as well as Crane Goodrow in 2015. They wrote a fantastic article. Please go check it out. All this shit is available publicly through Google Scholar, or through all the full references will be available through the book. It's finally done. but if you like are really looking for a specific article, please contact me, and I will send you all the information that I have. Okay. Right. Okay. So they go on to suggest that the this therapy of somatic experiencing, which is the proprioception, the interoception, as well as the kinesthetics, that this therapy can help eradicate maladaptive chronic stress patterns by recognizing and completing these long-existing biological-based defensive responses, as well as by achieving an active, safe way to release your surplus autonomic arousal. So basically, by understanding, like your where you are, like just basically your physical self, both your inner, your outer, your workings, as well as your immediate surroundings, while you're in a triggered, while you're in a panic attack. Just automatically acknowledging all of those things and being able to recognize each and every one of those individually, separated from the panic and the fear that you were experiencing at the time, will allow you this opportunity to essentially finish the cycle. Okay, because that's the thing with panic and fear, is that it's cyclical. It just keeps going, right? Because it feeds upon itself, especially when you're dealing with pre-existing trauma, right? All of this stuff in your amygdala, like this stuff is so imprinted upon your neurons at this point that, like, you have to start taking that active first step of saying, "Fuck no, triggers, get fucked." Yes, because you are stronger than this, and I know that you are absolutely amazing. Because I love you so much. Okay, so basically, there's a whole paragraph of references immediately below it, but most specifically was Payne, Levine, Crane, Goudreau, and for 2015. But also check out Brome, Stokar, Lowari, Nourel, Porat, Liv, Lerner, and Ross in 2017, as well as Levine again in 2014. They wrote some absolutely amazing research on somatic experiencing and how to be able to understand that little bit more about your own self-awareness to be able to help you get ahead of panic attacks and learn how to release that additional emotional, that extra energy in not necessarily like in a creative, perfect way, but in a way where it's not stuck inside your soul anymore and turning into back pain. So there's that. Anyway, so we're going to finish that section off, and we're going to actually start a new one. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for joining us and stumbling upon our journey with me, Miss Julesish, and Rosie, and now Sub Ghost. As we read through my new book, which is Volume 3 of Preflight Safety Instructions. It's all about suicide prevention and addiction recovery. So the next section, we're going to go into panic and fear, most specifically regarding panic attacks and how to get ahead of them, because they fucking suck. I love you so much.